And welcome to another edition of the Ask Dr. Pickel Show, where we help people find answers to common health issues, chronic health problems. So, interesting information today. We see commonly people who have indigestion, reflux, heartburn, and these things, it's a common occurrence in the United States. And then sometimes, you eat the wrong thing, you may get, or, there's some possible reasons. If you get it every once in a while, no big deal, because you can usually attribute it to something. But still, should it even happen? I mean, when you were a kid, do you remember getting a lot of reflux or heartburn? I mean, if you do, maybe you had a problem back then, maybe you didn't, maybe you just ate a lot of bad stuff. But when we see a lot of adults having this on a regular basis, they're going to reach out for antacids and different types of antacids, whether they be over the counter or prescription. They're looking for something to give relief. And that's okay. I mean, you want relief. Who wants to suffer? Because that can be, especially if you get reflux, certain characteristics of heartburn, they can be pretty darn uncomfortable or painful. And especially if it's reflux in the chest, you start thinking, is that my heart, or is it the reflux, or what is it? And then if you get acid coming up in the stomach and it's starting to cause other problems too, not a good thing. So basically, these researchers, they did a study because they wanted to see, what is actually occurring. How fast do these antacids change the pH of the stomach? And is there another contributor to changing the acid levels of the stomach? So it is kind of interesting to see this research, because basically they're comparing these antacids to a glass of water. And a lot of these antacids, number one, you'll take with water or plop it in and then it bubbles, and hey, what's really going on there? So the thing is they took these healthy subjects, all of them in the study. They tested for a bacteria called H. pylori, Helicobacter pylori, also called Campylobacter pylori. And this bacteria can be a common cause of heartburn and reflux. So they wanted to make sure that wasn't a factor here. So all these people in the study tested negative for that. And they wanted to compare kind of regular antacid to these acid blocking drugs. And so they gave them these single doses of these, what you would call an oral antacid agent. So the ingredients that everybody got was, and again, this was kind of at separate times for each one. They got a glass of water. They got some antacid, one group. They got ranitidine or Zantac, another group, omeprazole or Prilosec, another group, esomeprazole or Nexium, another group, and then another one you used what's called Acifex, which is rabeprazole, I think is what it is. So, and then they said, okay, let's monitor the results after they took these. Let's measure the pH in the stomach, the acidity, alkalinity in the stomach. And what they were looking for is, hey, how long does it take for the pH of the stomach to go above a 4? A 4, well, to get to a 4, because that would be alkalized, an alkalized stomach, where the stomach's alkaline. That would make the acid not really a problem. So the one that took the longest was the Acifex. That took like 175 minutes to get to that pH of 4. The Nexium took 151 minutes to get to 4. The omeprazole, also known as Prilosec, took 171 minutes. You're looking at some periods of time here to get to a pH of 4. The ranitidine, which is Zantac, that took about 50 minutes. So time's getting a little better there with that. Then just the basic over-the-counter antacid, changed it to a 4 in about 2 minutes. pretty quick compared to the medications. And then they said, okay, let's just give him an empty glass of water, or let's just give him a glass of water with nothing in it. So then they gave him the water. That changed it to a greater than a 4 in 1 minute. So the thing is and that happened in 80% of the subjects. So the thing is the water beat them all. So the thing you got to think of, hey, if I'm getting some bad heartburn reflux, can I just drink a big glass of water and that'll solve it, and I won't get the side effects, let's say? Because that's the thing, and that's really when some of these studies started being conducted, is because of the side effects of these medications and their long-term use. Because many people are put on these and it's like, hey, take it daily and just take it forever. Well, yeah, then you get vitamin and mineral deficiencies, you're getting diarrhea issues, increased risk of pneumonias, bone fracture risk because you're not absorbing minerals, increases risk of gastric cancer when you take these things. I mean, actually, there's a long list of negative effects attributed to these medications. Now, the thing to know, though, is, yeah, if you're drinking a big glass of water to get your heartburn under control, yeah, it probably is going to help. But if you've got acid reflux, heartburn that just continues to return on a regular basis, then you've got to start to think, hey, there might be some underlying problem here. Something else is going on. So I don't think it's something that you should just keep drinking the water day after day, year after year. No, you need to get that looked at. And from our point of view, we look for the cause because, again, many times the doctors are just going to give you the antacid, or if they see an ulcer, they'll say, hey, stop taking maybe your NSAID drugs, or if they find H. pylori, you're going to get an antibiotic. But nothing is really dealing with the cause, and many times it's looking for, hey, what is actually causing that stomach to not produce correct amounts of hydrochloric acid? Because when we eat, it's the good acid, the hydrochloric acid, that our stomach makes and is built for, that breaks down our food. And that stomach acid also basically stimulates your pancreas to release enzymes, your gallbladder to contract and release bile. All these stages come in digestion that are so important. That hydrochloric acid plays a really important part. So if it's not getting released properly or enough, then you got to ask why. Is the stomach lining inflamed? And if so, or if it's malfunctioning, if so, why? Are you deficient in something? Is the inflammation being caused by some infectious agent? Is something compromising this, such as a chemical or a heavy metal? What's in your system that's affecting the stomach in the first place? That's really what you got to figure out, so you can get your stomach to work properly, get the proper pH. Because again, if you eat food, goes to your stomach, and you don't digest it, which is what happens with reflux, heartburn, and you think, your doctor says, oh, it's too much acid. Well, they aren't really telling the whole story. Yeah, it's too much acid, but not enough hydrochloric acid. Here's what happens is that food sets inside your stomach, and the inside of your body is about 100 degrees. So what's going to happen to that food? We've got pressure, we've got heat, fermentation. The food starts to rot. If the food is rotting in your stomach or your small intestine, yeah, that's going to make bad acids, heartburn, reflux, acids that our stomach and esophagus were not built for. Also, it's going to cause gases from the fermentation process, and those have to escape up or down. So again, when you see these types of issues, heartburn, reflux, and indigestion, the thing is to find out what is behind it, what's the cause. But this research was very interesting, and then definitely a glass of water can be a lot more helpful. And the great part is a glass of water, straight from the faucet, doesn't really have a cost. Well, it kind of does, but nothing compared to the price of the medications, and not only the price tag, but the price of side effects. All right. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed today's information, and I think we've got a couple of problems or things here, or makes it worse. All right, I will answer that. In fact, I will talk about this. I'll send you an email there on on him. Okay, well, very good. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed our show, and I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful Easter weekend. Okay, have a great day, and God bless.